Am I the A for going on a trip with my family that my wife isn't going on? Recently, my parents surprised me, 26 male, and my siblings, 16 and 19, with a ski trip this December, the day after Christmas. My parents offered to pay for my expenses and said that my wife, 24, was welcome to come, but she would need to pay her own way. My wife and I are okay financially, but with the trip being so close to Christmas, we wouldn't be able to afford to pay for her to go. Despite this, I really wanted to go on a trip as it has always been a dream of mine to go on a trip like this. My family grew up dirt poor until I was about 15 when my parents' business took off, and now they are extremely comfortable and can afford to pay for trips like this for us. They could certainly afford to pay for my wife to also go, but they have always been this way when it comes to paying for things for me versus my wife. My parents think it's only fair to pay for me when we go out to eat or go on trips because they are still paying for my siblings. I don't ask them to, but it's nice to save money on trip. They will pay my way. Room and board, excursions, meals, while my wife was expected to pay her way. This started before we were married. This has always bothered my wife, especially after we got married and they still excluded her. So in these past 2 years since we got married, so I tried to limit the trips since they bother her so much. But this is a once in a lifetime trip for me, so I thought she would be supportive of me going, but she's very upset and hurt. She wants to go on the trip, but like I said, we just can't afford it, which she understands. She told me she does want me to have this experience, but she is sad because she thinks my parents purposely exclude her. Am I the A for choosing to go on a trip and leave her behind? I still have time to cancel on my parents, but I know they would be sad. I would like to hear the male perspective on this first before I just, go in.
Listen, man. As they say, happy wife, happy life.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
You don't gotta agree with it. You can't go on that trip. You can't. You just can't. I don't care how bad you want to go. You can't go on that trip. Once you get into a marriage, I feel like you have an obligation to stick by your wife when she feels alienated by another group. You can't just I don't care how bad you want to go on that trip. If your wife feels like your family is doing these things on purpose and purposely not including her, purposely not paying for her, like that thing of like them going to restaurants and they paying for everybody and like, oh, not her though, but everybody else check. But yeah, like that's crazy. Like imagine being at a table and the waitress is like, check. Do we need to split checks? She's like, yeah, it's two. Us. Oh, and then she's by herself. That's crazy. So for you to still go on that trip, like you will be the total A. Like level 10. Like you just can't do it because that's crazy.
I think this is one of those transition periods where you have to transition from being a child to an adult with your parents, and you still like to play both fence because like you said, hey, they paying for me, like that's free money, like yeah, like shoot, I could save some money. Totally understand it. I love it when I go out to eat with my parents because you know they're gonna cover the bill, right? That's one of the best perks of it. Yeah, that's totally weird though. that I can understand. I can give them girlfriend, like, oh, okay, I'm not paying for your girlfriend to go on trips with us. If anything, but it's also how you present it to me. One, I would like to say, like, no one's entitled to their money and all that stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
she's not entitled to the money.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna get into that. That's not the problem. The problem is, like, y'all are purposely like, boom, you are not family.
Yeah.
And that's the issue here. It's not the money necessarily, but the fact that you're letting her know that she's the other. And I think that's why a lot of these like in-law relationships are bad, because people like to pretend that they're family, like in front, like in safe face, like we're gonna take a picture and pretend we're all, but you don't treat them like family. And this is a clear example where you're not treating her as a daughter. Because if that's the case, she'll be like another one of your kids, and you wouldn't even think twice about paying for it because you have the means, and you're paying for your other kids. And the justification of paying for your adult son is because, well, I still pay for my, my other kids that are under 18, so I might as well pay for this one because I don't want him to feel bad. So if you have that much like thought, right, that much empathy, why is your brain not clicking to go to the next level? Like, oh, he's now in a fully committed marriage. She's now my daughter also. I'm paying for my younger kids. Why don't I pay for my son and daughter-in-law? They're also my children.
It's either you pay for both of them or you don't pay for
neither one
of them.
And just invite them.
And just invite them.
That's fine too, and be like, well, y'all are adults now, we're gonna stop paying for you. I get it, you can't tell anybody what to do with their money.
Or at least it would be even better if they presented it like
we'll pay half your trip and y'all come up with the other half. That's what I was saying. Like, it's how you word these things.
Because technically you're still only paying for your son, but if it's $1,000 trip, you're like, hey, I'm just gonna spot y'all $1,000, and then you guys come up with the rest.
But there's so many ways to solve this. Like, they can't afford it, so you guys can spot her and be like, oh, I'll pay you back, which is even in itself weird that she would have to pay you back and nobody else in the trip have to pay you back. And also, as your husband, why does she have to pay you back? Why are you not the husband being like, I got this, I'm gonna cover this for you? Like, when she gets the bill, do you pull out your credit card, or you just be like, here, hun, pay your
check
like,
for two, please?
Don't have kids with this man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't do it. You will regret it. Please don't. Run. Because he's not even mature enough. He only feels bad because his wife feels bad. He doesn't see the real issue with it.
He doesn't.
He's like, oh, she's always,
Because if you did, you would have been stopped doing that. You would have been to stop accepting the dinners, paying for my dinner.
Oh no, we got it.
Like, oh no, I got it. I'm good. Like you would have, that would have been stopped a long time ago. With the fact that you're still accepting that, like you said before, like you still operating in this child mindset. Like you're still the child in this situation, but you're not. You're the adult, and you have to act like one. Especially when you have a wife, like you have to be her advocate and take up for her.
Like, I have another question. Like, what happens when they have kids? Is it like, oh, we're gonna pay for the grandkids? Not her, not the mama though. She got to do that.
I don't even know if they'll pay for the grandkids though, because if they don't like the wife that much to try to like alienate her that much.
That's true.
Who's to say like I'm still only paying for you, them grandkids, F them kids.
For real, it might be an FTK situation over there. We do not know. That's just very interesting that he does not see the issue with it. Like, I think it's because he's getting a benefit from it. Like, if I benefited from my parents always doing this for me, and they just don't do it for you, I'm really asking you to just, like, swallow it for me. Like, just, hey, chill, because I'm getting the benefit.
I will say that is a hard transitioning as a guy. Because I know girls mature a little bit more faster than men, and they break away faster. But with boys, men are really like more attached. So it is a hard transition, detaching yourself from that child mindset and accepting all of these freebies from your parents, and not being able to realize what's like, especially if you have like a wife or something like that. But that's before all of that. That's earlier on. I feel like once you establish yourself and you have a wife and all these things, some start clicking by then.
Like, did they help pay for the wedding? Like, or did they? I have questions.
They did not.
Did y'all?
I can assure you they didn't.
Did they pay for y'all
Because
wedding?
that would have been in the story. So,
Like how that went. He was like, "I'm only paying for your part of the cake." Like what? I'm only paying for your groom suit. Like what?
yeah, that's
Your bachelorette, not hers. Bachelor party yesterday. Not like how. And on the parents' side, I think some people are just so stuck in their ways. I don't even know if they're necessarily like don't like her or bad, or is more just like, well, these are my kids. I'm gonna pay for them. You're not my kid.
yeah.
You know, it could be just that black and white.
It's
and
just
that's
law
simple.
for them, yeah.
Yeah, like I will always pay for my kids.
That's
just,
true.
You're not mine, so no.
And that was my original thing. I feel like from the parents' standpoint, I don't even think it might not even be like a really a dig towards the wife. It's just more so of who they are and the ideas that they have. They feel like the only people that I'm responsible for are the people that I brought to this world. And I mean,
you're
you can't
right.
really
Like
fault them for that. I mean,
that's correct.
That is
but
correct, but like,
it's also not nice.
just like
days.
morally though, you know, like
Yeah.
it's not the right thing to do to leave somebody out like that. Like
If you go out, if you just take religion out of it, just go the basic. Like this person has been added onto your family through marriage, right? A freaking contract was signed. You just look at it that way. Like, do you not take anything from that? Do you not look at like, oh, I'm gonna acknowledge her as part. I ain't birth her, but you're not gonna acknowledge her. I think that's weird. If you go on that trip the day after Christmas, was that the 26th? Was that so? Christmas on a Sunday, the 26th on a Monday, the 27th. She gonna be at the courthouse getting her papers. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like, don't. Happy New Year's to you.
You go come back and nothing's gonna be in the house. Everything's gonna be split down the middle. You gonna have them papers because she gone.
I wish you would go.
But if she stay though, man, listen, she really love you. Yeah, she really
Sometimes love
she
is dumb,
really
though.
love you. If she sticks with you through that, going on a
Sometimes
big
love is
trip like
dumb.
that, a big trip that you said that this is like the one thing that you really wanted to do, and you do that without her. Listen,
And it's not even
during
like
the
there's-
holidays.
And I feel like it's not even like they're struggling to pay for y'all. They can afford it. And
can
like I
afford
said,
it.
I can't tell you what to do with your money, but like they can afford this stuff. It is nothing to them. They just choose not to. And you didn't talk about any other issues with them. Like you didn't say like they had beef or anything. It's just like this is who they are. It's very black and white. Does not operate in shades of gray at all. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're the A. You can't go on that trip. If you go on a trip, you'll probably be a separated A.
Yeah.
Cause
If he go on that trip, he ain't gotta worry about this no more. You can go
All the trips.
you want. You
Eat
ain't
at
gonna-
all the
you ain't
restaurants
got
with
to-
your family.
You're not gonna have to make no more Reddit posts, cause I can promise you, I can assure you that wife is gonna be gone.
And if
Gone.
if she doesn't leave, this is where she draws the line. Like, oh, I'm not family. So when we do have kids, remember my kids ain't family either. Like it's going to be like that. It's just no other way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're literally setting it up.
Once them kids, because once those kids start coming, the wife go be over, especially that first one. The wife go be overly protective, and they be like, "Yeah, we want to come see the kid." Huh?
The baby, what baby?
What
we
baby?
ain't family. I feel like,
No. And then try to come over here and take a picture with just y'all.
Oh.
And my kid. Yeah, we want to get a picture. Hey,
Of just a Jones. Not you, though. I know you have the
take this
same
picture
last
with us? Nah. They ain't.
but can you take the picture? Oh, nah. Just politely escort y'all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a great day.
You're the A.
Yeah.